Hi guys, Julie here, and I'm going to be sharing my experience bringing my dog into Mexico by car, crossing the border from the US. That's a mouthful. So firstly, I used to live in Arizona, then I became a nomad, so I have driven into Mexico with my dog multiple times, and let me tell you, I've never needed anything. No one's ever asked me for anything. But I will say, if you know anything about Mexico, there are the rules, and then there's the interpretation and the adherence to the rules. And sometimes there's a great divide. So I'm going to tell you what I know to be true about the official rules. I'm going to tell you about my experience, and then you get to decide for yourself what you're going to do. So firstly, I'm sure you know, when you cross the border from the US into Mexico, you're not going to be checked for your passport. They are not checking for that at the border. They will only stop you if they want to inspect your vehicle. What does that mean? They want to search your vehicle. So most of the time, people do not get stopped for a secondary inspection at the border, so you don't even have to worry about it, but just in case, if you do get stopped, this is what you need to know about your pet. So first off, if you're bringing in an unhealthy pet into Mexico, they're not going to like that. While you don't need an official health certificate from a vet to enter Mexico from the US by car, they're going to want to see a healthy animal. So no signs of wounds, no signs of sickness. 2, they're going to want your pet to be in a kennel. It is actually against the rules to have a loose pet in a vehicle in Mexico. Your dog is supposed to be kenneled all the time if it's in the vehicle. That includes if you get pulled over, if you're at a checkpoint, a cop might try to ticket you for that. So be aware. Has that ever happened to me? No, but be aware. Also, when you enter Mexico, you are only supposed to have a day's worth of dog food. That might be a concern to some of you who have specialty or premium dog food that you buy in the US and you don't want to disrupt your dog's schedule. Well, unfortunately, you're only allowed, according to the rules, to bring in a day's worth of dog food. My experience, I've never kenneled my dog, and I have brought in as much food as I need, which these last few times in Mexico, an entire bag's worth. So just to summarize, you can only bring a healthy dog into Mexico. You should have it kenneled. You can only bring a day's worth of food. And even though a health certificate is not required, I suggest you have a proof of rabies vaccine just in case. And keep in mind, if you're traveling by air, there are a different set of requirements that the airline might have for you versus what the country of Mexico has. Be sure to hit subscribe if you want to hear more about my other experiences in Mexico traveling with my dog. Buen suerte, todos!